Hello there, my name is Tori and welcome to the Crazy Fam, where we do a lot of videos on helping you figure out adulting while I'm attempting to figure it out myself. Now, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time is Stephan, and on one of his channel he does react to videos, and I decided I'm gonna react to one of his videos. Now, I thought this one would be a perfect one for a lot of people that watch my videos, and that is the 5 financial goals he thinks you should achieve in your 20s. I kind of want to see where I stand and my opinion on those 5, as I am 22, about to be 23. The years are flying by, and I probably need to listen to his advice more. Now, I'm going to start it about 2 minutes and 14 seconds in, because in the beginning he kind of explains that there's a lot of resources online that he doesn't per se agree with, and these are his 5 financial goals that are specific to like his experiences and his knowledge. And let's get it started.
And achieve in their 20s, so that way by the time you're 30, you're gonna be sitting pretty comfy. Or at the very least, you'll put yourself in a great financial position for the rest of your life if you could just get these 5 things down, and this is what they are. First, and the most reasonable goal that I think everyone should aim to achieve in their 20s is to get a credit score above 750. Now, for anyone who's not aware, your credit—
before he explains how important credit is, I am currently trying to work on my credit, and oh my goodness, no matter what age you are, please, please, please start building your credit, because the number one thing that is not making my credit 750 or above is because the fact that I do not have a long-term history of credit. I do have, I believe it's like 740 something, and it's slowly going up. I will link down some videos down below that I've talked about credit, and there'll be more coming. But either way, let's hear what he has to say about it.
Score is just a calculation that shows lenders how responsible you are in paying back the money that you owe. This could be something like credit cards, auto loans, student loans, a mortgage payment, or anything else where you're buying something without your own money up front. The score ranges anywhere from 350 at the very lowest to 850 at the very highest.
Ooh. In the 800s is goals right now. Like, I know a lot of people have lower credit scores than I do at my age, but there's also a lot of people that aren't that much older than me that have higher, and I'm like, oh, I just wish I started earlier.
Very highest, with the best interest rates given to people with a score above 740. That means the higher—
Ooh, best above 740, so I'm still technically doing pretty good.
The credit score you have, the less interest you will pay, which saves you more money and makes you that much more likely to get approved. This is especially useful if you want to get a mortgage, invest in real estate, apply for—
I think we all know how important credit is and have a good one. I'm gonna skip forward a little.
Number 2, keep your credit cards open as long as you can, because the longer you keep them open for, the higher the—
Oh, I always pay off my credit in full. I don't do it on the due date, I do it before. I wonder if it's important that I'm supposed to do it at the due date instead of before. We'll have to like look that up, and then keep them open as long as possible. Like, I'm already doing that.
The second, speaking of paying off debt, it would make me really happy if by the age of 30, you've gotten yourself what I like to call—
ooh, get out of bad debt. I'm wondering if my student loans count as bad debt, but I do not want to pay them off right now because of everything that's going on in the world and the chances that they might forgive my loan. It's not likely, but I still don't want to pay it and then have them forgive it, because right now I'm not being charged interest on it. It's basically in deferment. We're not getting charged interest, so I'm not paying it right now, to be honest.
See, I read a lot of these financial milestone articles, and they all advocate trying to be debt-free by the age of 30. But from the way I see it, not all debt is bad debt. In fact, some type of debt could actually be really good to keep. So here's my own distinction between what type of debt is good and what type of debt you should aim to get rid of by the age of 30. First, if any debt makes you more money than it's costing you, then probably it's good debt. For example, this could be a low interest rate mortgage on a rental property that cash flows.
I wish I had a home loan. Not at that point in my life yet. I give it another couple of years.
Second, most of the time if you're paying under a 4% interest rate, it's probably a good idea not to pay it off early, because your invested money can make you more money than what you owe in interest, allowing you to profit the difference.
Seeing all his ads and all that and his like such insane growth on YouTube, I just want to say I'd really appreciate your help in my YouTube journey, because I am so close to 500 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you are subscribed, maybe hit the bell button, watch another video, hit the like button. It all helps me in my journey. And I learned to push all this stuff from Stephan, so you know, I'm gonna push it hard.
Making you more money, then it's probably bad. This could be an expensive auto loan, or making the minimum payments on a credit card to buy things you don't really need, or really anything that isn't essential. Stay away from that.
Yeah, my student loans ain't making me money. So they count as bad debt, but at least not like credit card debt.
Now, number 2, if you're paying more than a 5% interest rate, then I almost always advocate trying to pay that off as soon as possible.
I'm gonna skip forward a little. Ooh, I like that. So his goal is to have 1.5 year of expenses invested. Now, I'm not going to say that I have 1.5 years invested. I definitely have a pretty good rainy day fund, but I do not have 1.5 years. But I still have a few years until 30, so I got time. But I really need to work on this.
Now, I realize I'm probably already talking to an audience that's very financially savvy. That means you're probably the type of person who's already saving a considerable portion of their income and already investing it. So for those people, if that is you I'm talking about here, taking these articles' advice about saving 1 year of your gross salary, pre-tax by the age of 30, will come without a problem with relative ease, and if anything, that might be an understatement. However, I would say that my suggestion is more so aimed at the majority of people out there who want to learn about personal finance, who aren't really sure where to begin, and who want a reasonable goal to work towards that isn't fluctuating up and down with their income. Because at least for me, your expenses are usually the one thing that you have complete control over, regardless of how much money you make.
I agree that the idea of saving for your amount of expenses over saving your salary makes way more sense, especially for people that do freelance or anything, or like you said, where people are just changing jobs and making different amounts of money. It's not as accurate to say how much you make, because in a given year or given month, I could make a lot more or a lot less than another one. So I like basing off the expenses more. And another ad. Oh, 2 ads. Sheesh, Graham.
Recommend that you create a second source of income in addition to your main job. I'm surprised. Something that is.
Oh, I definitely agree with creating a second income source. I agree with creating as many income sources as you possibly can without making it so you're not functional with any of that. That makes sense. Don't take on too many things that none of them really work out, because I have a bad tendency of doing that. I take on too many projects and they don't end up working out because I have too much on my plate. So I definitely agree with taking on a balanced amount of things that make you income, because one can always fall apart. One can always be less than you expected it to be. So have a backup on a backup on a backup. Have things that make you $5, have things that make you $5,000. You know what I mean? Variety. Don't just rely on your minimum wage job or the job that pays you more, that you'd be screwed if you lost it tomorrow.
As you get older and advance in your career, it's so important to use that as leverage to make even more money and diversify your income into other areas. After all, when surveyed, it was found that almost 2 in 3 millionaires had at least one extra source of income, with the most common being real estate investing. This usually all starts when you make money from your main career and then invest a portion of that into something else that makes you more money, which then gives you even more discretionary income to invest.
Ooh, I do find that interesting. There's kind of a difference between having more than one income source and investing your income source into something else that will make you profit. You can have more than one job. You can have more than one. You could be selling furniture. You could be doing your day job. You could do a night job. You could do freelance. But the idea of having an actual main job in which you use the money you make off of that into an investment, and that investment makes you money. It's kind of like the passive versus not passive income. I definitely think you should try to have as much passive income as possible, because we only got so many hours in a given day.
I then invested that money in real estate, which made me even more money in rent.
Now, I am not in the point of my life yet to be able to invest in real estate, but I've been working on investing in stocks. I will link down the video I talked about Robinhood and stuff. I will also link down below the video I did on credit cards, because oh my goodness, my credit card makes me money. I pay it off, I'm responsible with it, and because of that, I earn cash back every single time I spend my money. I wish I started that earlier. My money's making me money. And either way, I will link down that video where I talk about the first one I got, and I'm gonna do a video coming up soon, I think, of comparing the 2 credit cards that I have right now, kind of the pros and cons of both of them and the benefits of them. But either way, I can't invest in real estate, but I can invest in money I spend by putting it on my credit card. That sounds silly, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
By the age of 30, you aim to save at least 25% of your income and invest that towards your retirement.
Oh, investing into your retirement, I definitely need to get better at doing that. Because I put stuff into the stock market, but it's not the same as investing into a Roth IRA, where you invest in stocks but in a different way. That's a whole nother video, but either way, I need to get better at investing into my retirement. If you have not started a retirement account, start one, because even putting in basically no money is still better than investing more money later, because like the sooner you do it, the better. Long story short, let's hear what he has to say.
Here's the thing, for most people to save and invest 25% of their income, it takes skill. You need to be dedicated when it comes to tracking your expenses, you need to be disciplined when it comes to your spending.
I have a shopping problem, I don't deny this. I'm working on it, okay? Okay, so number 5, the whole saving 25% of your income to invest into retirement, basically talks about how you need to know your spending habits, you need to know how much you're spending, you need to know where you can cut back, you need to budget, all that jazz, and obviously that's important.
And shouldn't even have this money in your account for longer than a day or...
Ooh, auto save the difference. So just automatically have it go into your savings account so you're not seeing it, you're not touching it. It's not like you think you have more money than you do type of thing. And I totally agree on that. I only keep a very limited amount of money in my checking account. I try to keep it all in my savings account because one, it makes me more money in my savings account, and also I think about it less and I see it less. Okay, let's move on to number 6. Oh, there is no number 6. Number 5 was the end of it. Let's see what he has to say to close out.
And those, you guys, are my top 5 financial milestones that everyone should aim to achieve in their 20s. Because honestly, I disagree with the articles that say that you should have a certain net worth or make a certain amount of money or to buy a house or anything like this. That isn't for everyone, and each of us is going to be on our own individual path.
I like how he says that because I think it's very, very true. We all have our own path. And so to go over his 5 milestones, number 1 will be a credit score above 750. I'm at 740 something, so I still got time to get there before I'm 30. Number 2, bad debt free. I have student loans, so technically I do have bad debt. I'm working on it. Number 3 is have 1.5 years of expenses saved. I definitely don't have 1.5 years. I have a good amount, but we will get there. Number 4 is a second income source. My income sources are very interesting, so I would say yes, I have them, but I definitely need more income sources. And number 5 would be save 25% of your income. I have not done that yet. I have not invested into my retirement yet. I have investments in other ways, including my stocks. But overall, I need to work on all of them. I am not 30 yet, and even if you are 30 or way above 30, it's not too late to start working on those 5 things. I would love to hear what your financial goals are, what you thought of these 5 goals, how you're doing on those goals. Either way, I love hearing from all of you guys, and I will see you next Wednesday with another sit-down video. If you have any video ideas you want me to do, let me know, and I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you, crazy fam. I'll see you soon.